Good morning. On behalf of Conflict and Resilience Research Institute Canada, I welcome all of you to today's project inception meeting. We are very grateful for having such a wonderful partnership with all the esteemed scholars and practitioners in the field of peace building and conflict resolution. And today we are going to have an inception meeting in a sense that we are going to discuss the essentials of the projects, objectives, and who all are the partners. Before I get into the actual meeting, let me do the treaty recognition. Conflict and Resilience Research Institute Canada is located on the original lands of Anishinaabe, Cree, Ojibwe, Dakota, and Dene peoples, and on the homeland of Metis people. We all are treaty people, and we are all promise bound to work in the true spirit of truth and reconciliation. Dear audience, it is our privilege to welcome you to this special event. And today we are going to share with you the details of our program. And we are going to talk about some of the aspects of the projects. And we have a couple of slides to begin with. And later on, we'll go around and discuss a little bit further with the other details. But before I begin, it's a privilege to introduce our fellow core team members, as you see on the screen. And I'll request first David to kindly introduce, and then Dr. Ernest, and then Felix Haas. And today we also have our research associate Lamia helping us in moderating this session. David, go ahead, sir.
I'm very honored and pleased to be part of spending this part of my life's journey in teamwork with you. Kauser wanted me to speak a wee bit about my background. I've spent 25 years of my life preparing myself to raise a family, provide for them, and build a career in the legal profession. And after I graduated, I spent a career in private practice in the fields of labor relations law, human rights law, and generally in the fields of advocacy. And I called it dispute resolution. Then I call it peace building now. I spent 25 years in the legal profession as a volunteer community leader in many fields. And became ultimately managing partner and then chair of a big law firm. At age 50, I left that and spent the next 25 years of my life relearning everything that I had not been taught or I had been misled about. And my teachers became the oppressed, impoverished, and vulnerable peoples of the world, and especially Indigenous peoples and newcomers who came to Canada who had experienced colonization and oppression. I, during that period of 25 years, served in the legislature. I served in the executive branch of government, and I was able to, in a majority government, contribute to systemic changes in fields like Indigenous relations, sustainable development, and really justice for all. I chaired a review of the civil justice system in Manitoba with judges, lawyers, and lay people, and was able to, I believe, contribute to a foundation for going forward to a better way of doing justice, and especially of a restorative kind. After 27 years in that kind of life, and also serving as a independent legal counsel within the same big law firm, advising others and educating institutions and representing the downtrodden who needed a voice. I retired in the last 3 years and 3.5 months. I have been absolutely free and independent from any loyalties to organizations, my profession, and any compromising positions in what is my moral compass moving forward. So what I focused on during the last 3.5 years, 3 years and 3.5 months, is really protecting the global human family from human-caused extinction and working out ways in collaboration with others as to how to save humanity from self-destruction, human-caused, and to live in harmony with the nature, which we have not understood properly and are exploiting. So that's where I am, and this project is a wonderful means, thanks to Global Affairs Canada funding, to move forward, to be transformative agents of change together and advance and collaborations and expand collaborations in the region to help them endure the oppressions and conflicts that they're dealing with. Thank you.
Thank you very much, David. Dr. Ernest.
Well, I'm very glad to be here. Thanks for welcoming me to this project. And I guess, did you want me to tell you a little bit about my background?
Sure, Ernest. Go ahead.
Okay, well, I'm an engineer by profession. And in my early years, I worked my international experience was in Nepal. My family was seconded by Mennonite Central Committee to the United Mission to Nepal, and we worked there during the 80s, a couple of terms with Mennonite Central Committee, and worked on an integrated rural development project there. And that was, where the roots of my long project with Smart Settle began. Basically, I had no idea that that's where I was heading, but got experience with negotiating with various stakeholders, doing it the hard way. And when I got to Cornell University, that work led to Cornell University, and I was given a challenge by my major advisor to bridge the gap between engineers and decision makers. So I took up that challenge, and I had no idea that I had been given the same challenge that had been solved earlier by Nobel laureate John Nash. And I came up with a solution that was slightly different than his, quite similar though, remarkably. And but it was later picked up after I published my dissertation. Still had no idea that I was being compared to Nash. It was picked up by now the late Professor Emeritus Howard Rafa at Harvard University, and he was doing a study on different methods of producing fair and efficient solutions in multi-stakeholder conflicts. And so
Okay, well, we might have lost Ernest, so let him come back again. And in the meantime, let's welcome Felix Haas. Felix, if you kindly briefly introduce yourself. Thank you.
Yeah, certainly. First of all, I would also like to extend my welcome to all the members of the audience, and also thank Global Affairs Canada for funding this important research. So I might also have some difficulties describing my clear background, because I've also moved throughout various fields. I'm also in fact, industrial engineer by academic training, and have been active in various fields, including the field of, fields from ranging from business consulting all the way to tourism and real estate. So I've also been really moving through the different sectors. I have been engaged on issues related to Myanmar since 2013, since I believe very hopeful days of reform, where I think I could really get a grasp personally of the opening of this this market in Southeast Asia, and
I think we lost
He's back.
Felix as well. Oh, he's back? Okay.
yeah, apologies here for the internet connection on my side. So I may just if you can still hear me, apologies for that. I personally have been engaged on a range of different issues, have worked with the private sector directly, but have always tried to look at issues beyond business. From this standpoint, got to look at, in fact, more
I think we are having trouble with the internet this morning. We are so sorry for that. But let's try to switch our platform. I think Professor Imtiaz has just joined.
Yes, I'm sorry. My
Is
time
he?
difference. I think
Okay.
I fixed the time difference.
But we can hear him. We can't hear him now.
You can't hear it. Oops. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. I can hear clearly, in fact.
Okay, Felix can hear me. Kausar?
Yes,
Can you
we
hear
can hear. Yes, we
Okay.
can, sir.
Good. Okay. Good to see you, David and Lamia. Okay. Bias should be here, no? Bias.
Yeah, so again, they have some issues at the end. Nahreen and Baz is in London. Oh, Felix is back. So we are just, we are live, sir, and we are just introducing ourselves.
Okay.
So Felix, if you're connected now, you can continue. Yeah, Felix, and then we'll go back to Professor Imtiaz. Felix, can you? Yeah, go back. Yeah.
Good. Perhaps let me briefly restart the introduction, because I don't know where the connection actually stopped. So my name is Felix Haas. I would like to really welcome all the members of the audience and thank Global Affairs Canada for funding this important research initiative. I have been based and engaged on Myanmar issues since 2013, during a time of the economic opening of the country, a very hopeful time, and have at that time engaged on a range of different issues. On the one side, working with the private sector, on the other side, advising on policy, and also studying a lot of the political developments in the country, including the peace process. I believe, like this institute and the Winnipeg community, so to say, I believe in really action-oriented research, and I believe this is what we are, in fact, starting here as well in this project. Not only doing research for the sake of research, but finding pathways and finding best practices, in fact, how to deal with pressing challenges. I believe this is the core mission of developmental research, in fact, to come up with solutions and to provide new ideas. So I'm, from this standpoint, very, very glad to join this effort. And
No, Kausar is gone.
No, I am here.
Kausar is back.
Yeah, so we can hear. Yeah, Ernest, I think you can continue because we lost you in between, and then we lost Felix again. So Ernest, let's continue with your one, and then we'll switch to Professor Imtiaz or Felix. When Felix appears. Ernest, go ahead.
Well, first of all, greetings, Professor Ahmed. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you. Thank you.
Do you go by Imtiaz?
Imtiaz will be better. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, just call me Ernest or Ernie is fine. And I was just sitting here, just happy to be part of this group. And here's Hillel. I haven't met you yet. How are you doing?
Good morning. Good morning. I am fine. How are you?
Yes, it is the morning over here. Where are you? Sorry, I didn't catch that. Hello.
Yeah, nice meeting you.
Yeah. Did you say you were in Winnipeg?
Yes, I'm in Winnipeg now.
Okay. Anyways, I was saying that just describing a little bit about my journey, and so I was endorsed by Professor Emeritus Howard Rafa at Harvard University, and basically with that endorsement, and compared to some pretty prestigious people that had done research ahead of me, I had really no choice but to try to implement that technology. So it's been decades that I've been working on that, and we've produced a collaboration system called Smart Settle Infinity. We've proven it on smaller cases, business and family, and we've created what we call proof of concept on larger cases, international cases, but it's still very new to the application to international peace building like we have in this project, Myanmar. And so I'm very happy to be invited to bring this technology to you, and excited to work with all of you. So what else did you want me to say about that, Pauser?
No, that's fine for the time. We'll go back to Smart Settle when I'll talk about some of the beautiful aspects of the software that we developed. So we'll now invite um, uh, Felix to kindly continue because we lost him due to internet problem. Ernest, thank you so much.
So are you able to hear me now?
Yes, we can. We
Yeah.
can.
Okay, all right. I will just keep my video switched off. I mean, I hope to get thrown out of the system.
Right.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Good. Yeah, I mean, by means of introduction, my name is Felix Haas. I've been engaged on Myanmar issues since 2013. Have worked, in fact, as both a business consultant as well as occasionally policy advisor, as well as a scholar of political developments in the country. I believe we are really tackling a critical issue with this research project because we are engaged in action-oriented research that would deliver tangible solutions and new ideas to the long-standing conflict, and also connecting two areas that I've been very concerned about and very much engaged on, both the economy and the conflict landscape. So I'm very pleased to engage with the team as we progress with the research, and
Thank you. Thank you so much. I think Dr. Bias could join from UCL. Thank you, Dr. Bias, and welcome. Good morning.
Hello, hi. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for the invitation. I'm Dr. Bayas Ahmed, Associate Professor at University College London, and I worked very closely with Professor Imtiaz Ahmed since 2018 on the Rohingya crisis. Mostly we worked in Bangladesh, India, Malaysia, and I'm happy to expand our work and collaborate with all of you. And thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So now we'll request Dr. Imtiaz to kindly say a few words and share his expertise in the region. Dr. Imtiaz.
Thank you. Thank you, Kausar. And thank you all of you in the platform as they say, good earth to all of you because the time zones are different. No point in saying good morning or good afternoon. So, good earth to all of you. We have already circulated, Kausar, myself, we worked on this concept note, and I'm sure by now you must have gone through the concept note. The idea is to divide at least this particular project into two phases. In phase one, we intend to develop further the concept note and write about around 35 pages in some details, the overall framework, uh, what we mean by this peace building through a Marshall Plan. The idea, of course, to create economic incentives, how to go about doing it, in what are the areas. So, that will be worked out. We intend to have a small team, and we already have the team. Kausar knows much better than me on this. And so from now, we are in the month of March, and since bulk of us are tied up with this Ramzan and the Eid holidays, even if we start now, I think we'll take a little longer time. So by September, this 35-page concept note should be ready. The small team would be working with two or three research assistants, and once that is done, we'll of course will circulate to the bigger team. But at the same time, as Kausar has planned to have a seminar in Canada to begin with, because it needs to have an input from his university, and of course the funding organizations, and of course the stakeholders. And I think idea that Council intends to do is to have the focus group discussions in Bangladesh to begin with. Four groups of stakeholders: the policymakers, the diplomatic corps, the media outlets, security officials, and finally and also the Rohingya diaspora and local Rohingyas. It did not be done on that, what you call the serial that is being given. It can be done whichever is convenient. And once the seminar in Canada, which I think the idea from Kausar's side is to have it in September before winter comes to Canada, and I'm familiar with Canada's winter, having stayed there for 6 years. So I'm very familiar with Canada's winter. So yes, September probably will be the peak time to done with the seminar there. And once all these FGDs and the seminar is done, we move to the phase two, where workshops, not only in Bangladesh, but the idea is to have workshops in India, Thailand, Malaysia, and Singapore. I would like to include, since Bias is here, I'd like to include UK as well, because in UK we have a very strong Rohingya diaspora, and Dr. Bias is familiar with the Rohingya diaspora and the policymakers in the UK. So, and we could, of course, since UCL will be part of this, I think one meeting can be held. But Dr. Bias probably would be talking more because he has his own project, which almost can be parallel to what we are doing simultaneously. He can add to it. So have one more, more seminars and also meetings in UK and other places of the world. I think Dr. Bias also intends to take it to the United States, which we can talk which probably he's going to reflect on. So UCL will be adding value to what CRIC is doing. And already Dr. Kausar and Dr. Bias has talked about it. So I believe, we'll be able to do it in a larger format at a global scale by the time we reach the second phase. But even this year, I believe the idea, and here I don't want to, maybe Dr. Bias will say the timeline, because I think if I was there last month, and the idea was to have something in October, if I am not wrong, and we can think about how we can do together, because we are working with Dr. Bias on the Rohingya issue already as we speak. So I guess the phase one and phase two, by the time we end phase two, we will be in a position to, the whole process is very interesting because it will allow a lot of stakeholders to get involved in this. And I've been talking already in the morning, a discussion with the Malaysian group who would be interested to interact with us as well. At the track two level, once we have the research done, I believe we can then start linking up with track one. Although we will be briefing the track one in our respective countries from time to time. So by the time we end the phase two, I think we'll be in a very, we'll stand on a solid ground to move this idea forward and to see whether we can implement and have the peace building, in some form ensured. So, I welcome, Kausar. It's good that he came at the right time, I would say, joining this particular project, and of course also Bias. So I'm quite confident that the team will be able to deliver some of the things and that has been chalked out in the concept note. I'll stop here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our core team, as you see on the screen, and we have heard quite details from Dr. Imtiaz. And I'll just add a couple of points that we prepared a slide today, but due to technical difficulties, we are unable to project it now. But we'll put it up in our YouTube channel so that you have a fair bit of idea about the details of the project. And in addition, we have an website also we are sharing in our social media feeds. You can visit the websites. You again have all the details that Professor Imtiaz, some of them Professor Imtiaz covered. Two most important things in this project is building alliances. And one is, as you see, Dr. Bias from London, and then London, UK. And then we are looking forward to expand our collaboration with other groups. So I would be requesting our core team members to kindly keep an eye for interested partners so that we can work together. And second important thing is knowledge generation. So this project has two phases, as you have already gathered by now. In first phase, we are going to really develop and finalize the whole concept note. And in general, we term it as peace building through Marshall Plan. And here, again, ladies and gentlemen, Smart Settle has a very, very critical role to play. Dr. Ernest is leading that part, and you can hear from him when if he wishes to speak further on that. Nonetheless, in second part, we are also going to have 5 workshops to train civil society organizations and others in Bangladesh first, and then we'll expand out to 4 of the Indo-Pacific countries, especially India, including India, Thailand, Singapore, and Malaysia. And this is something Dr. Imtiaz Ahmed has kindly consented to coordinate and organize. And finally, we are going to gather all the data and our experiences back to Ottawa, what we are terming as Ottawa Summit, somewhere in 26, late in 26. And in Ottawa Summit, our main objective is to present the findings and also suggest how to move forward from the point that we have achieved through this project. And of course, we aim to publish at least a book length of our experience and knowledge gained from this research. So I think these are all the things I have. And finally, I'd also like to request our core team members to kindly join webinars. We have planned at least 10 webinars throughout the project to connect with experts that you know of. And this is something just to add value to our whole knowledge hub system. And especially the knowledge hub that we aim to create in this project, it would contain all the data and resources, ongoing resources, and other materials, so that it is easily accessible from outside. So I'll stop here, and I would like to go back to Dr. Bias a little bit just to explain, and then also Dr. Ernest and Dr. Hilal Mohiuddin. Dr. Hilal Mohiuddin has joined. He is a co-founder of Conflict and Resilience Research Institute. Dr. Hilal, I apologize, I didn't notice it's a small screen in front of me. So welcome, Dr. Hilal. So first, let's hear a little bit from Dr. Bias and then Dr. Ernest. Dr. Bias.
Hello, hi, yes. Thank you again. Just to give you a quick background on what we do here at UCL. Since 2017, when the recent massive, influx happened in Bangladesh in August 2017, and since then, actually, we started the work here at UCL. And there was another influx probably in 1990s, isn't it? That time, yes, I was in school. Of course, I think Professor Imtiaz, sir, he has worked extensively at that time and continued. But since then, we have collaborated with many partners from different, different universities in Bangladesh, but especially with Dhaka University and with Professor Imtiaz Ahmed. And this is our fourth project in 7 years. Um, Three two were funded by the British Academy, one was funded by the Royal Society, and the fourth one, where Professor Imtiaz Ahmed is also an advisor. This is funded by British Academy, and the title is Politics of Denial and Non-Recognition of Genocide. So here we'll be developing a theoretical framework on genocide denial from a global perspective, and also taking the Rohingya crisis as a case study. One major case study is there, and we just started the work from January this year. It will run for next 24 months. We have a large team. We have 7 research assistants recruited in 3 different universities in Bangladesh. One postdoc I'll be recruiting sometime mid this year. Will be working here at UCL, and we have 4 other partners. So, and 5 co-applicants, 3 advisors, and I am the principal investigator. And that's how I was discussing this matter with the entire team and Professor Imtiaz Ahmed. And then, of course, thank you, Dr. Kausar Ahmed, to get in touch with us. And we genuinely believe, this our ongoing project, the past record for projects, all I think Professor Imtiaz Ahmed was a member. So probably based on our extensive experience, our other stakeholders and relationship with our different partners, and collaborating with you, definitely I think we can bring some new perspective into your project, and we'll be also learning a lot as a whole team. I'm talking about here, probably combinedly together, if we can merge together, conduct some workshops here at UCL. It will be, I'm planning to merge together both projects. Okay, it will be really impactful, and definitely I believe we can produce some meaningful policy brief and have some impactful workshops with other global partners. So this is very early stage, so I'm just going through the doc you shared. And that's really fascinating, something really pure, new, and original. So that really is our primary interest. So hopefully over time it will evolve more, and then we have a team of right now 12 people. Okay, with UCL, your team, and together I will introduce my whole team hopefully when the time comes, and definitely something good will happen. So I look forward to working with all of you and listen from you right now. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Bice. Great. We are very hopeful, and we are not as privileged as you. You have a very large team supporting you, and thank you so much for sharing resources. Dr. Ernest, would you be able to say a few words about the about Smart Shuttle, and then we'll invite Dr. Hilal to say a few words again. And finally, I was reminded by my research associate that she can share the slides. So if you hang on, then she will show you some of the things that we prepared. I'm going to present a PowerPoint, a couple of slides to explain the project and how it is going to unfold. So first, we are talking about the title of the project here, Charting a Path to Lasting Peace, Ending Myanmar's Decade-Long Civil War. And the vision and objectives are now flashed on the screen. And we have two basic objectives: charting a path to lasting peace and ending the decade-long Myanmar civil war. And it aims to develop a sustainable peace model tailored to Myanmar's socio-political context. And the project envisions creating a robust network of peace practitioners, enhancing regional peace and security, and contributing to refugee repatriation eventually. And this project is funded by Global Affairs Canada through Indo-Pacific Regional Connectivity Envelope Program. This project has two core activities. In phase one, we are going to conduct research to comprehensively study and analyze peace building through Marshall Plan using Track 2 diplomacy. And in phase two, we are going to conduct training and knowledge sharing exercises with Indo-Pacific partners, and through facilitating workshops and conduct training sessions with Smart Shuttle to share research findings and train selected stakeholders. So we have around 8 or 9 core members, and these core members are professionals in their respective areas. They are scholars, they are academics, and they are civil society leaders. And the project website is also, you can see in the screen, it's CRRIC.org/project. And of course, you are aware of the context based on which this project has been envisaged. And this is particularly geared towards ending civil war in Myanmar, so that Rohingyas and along other displaced persons from other ethnic groups can return safely and in a dignified manner to their homeland. And we are talking about a different approach in this project, which we are going to see the feasibility, test the feasibility about planning for a mini Marshall Plan with Track 2 diplomacy, so that stakeholders are brought together to build peace. And I think with regards to timeline, what we would like to do is, as you see on the screen, we would like to do qualitative research on peace building through Marshall Plan initially up until September, and then we are also concurrently would like to run number of webinars, around 10 or 12. And the aim of these webinars is to build network and reach out to like-minded civil society actors so that they can join the initiative, and also establish a research network connecting Canadian and Indo-Pacific researchers. So this will be acting as a platform connecting various activities of NGOs and other organizations in the Indo-Pacific area. And of course, we are going to start the simulation
exercise using Smart Settle, and we'll fine-tune the model which will be used in the second phase. In phase 2, as you see on the screen, it will start from October 2025, which will go until October 2026. We are going to have 5 workshops in Bangladesh, and then another 4 in Indo-Pacific region, including Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, and India. And eventually we'll come back to Ottawa, and we have termed it as Ottawa Summit at the end of 2026. And we are going to present our research funding and the model findings and the model of the future peace in Myanmar. And of course, we aim to publish an edited volume of the experience of our project. Role of Smart Settle, this is possibly for the first time, the idea will be tested on ground, developed by Dr. Ernest Thyssen and his team in British Columbia. And you can find them, they are available with their demos and their initial maps in website, smartsettle.org. So here is a brief just a layout, the way they would be helping this project out. And especially through Smart Settle, we're going to train negotiation by civil society actors and other stakeholders in this project. And of course, in both phases, Smart Settle will be used extensively so that we can understand the limitations and the capabilities of this particular e-negotiation software. And as I said, our main thrust is to test Marshall Plan and the peace building. And I forgot to share before that this idea also is grounded on the Kofi Annan Commission report of 2017, when it was extensively researched report by the Commission and released later on in August 2017, where they identified Rakhine State as one of the most and least developed and most impoverished state within the state of Myanmar. Knowledge Hub is one of the goals in this project. Right from the get-go, we are planning to build a knowledge hub, which will contain research and publications, project activities and outcomes, multimedia resources, then your tools and training for resources, policy advocacy corner, events and dialogues, and network and collaborations. So this will be our repository of all activities. And once we build this up, you will always find us in social media and in our website, and we'll share with you what we are doing with regards to this hub. And a few more items in the hub. We'll have digital library and resources and global regional insights, which will be added in this knowledge hub. We have a couple of partners so far. So North-South University and one professor from UCL, not the UCL itself. It might be a little misleading here. We beg apology. So Dr. Bias would be willing to, he has expressed his willingness to participate in this project in individual capacity because he is also involved in larger project on Rohingya genocide denial and with particular focus on Rohingya genocide. Bangladesh Institute of International and Strategic Studies, we have an MOU with them, and they are going to be one of the hosts of workshops in Bangladesh. And it's a state-based, state-backed NGO and think tank in Bangladesh. So these are all I would like to add here, that with this project, we are going to go ahead and test the hypothesis that we have developed with regards to ending conflict in Myanmar.
Development of his involvement.
Absolutely. So my plan is to sit with Dr. Ernest from April onward, because Dr. Imtiaz and I, we just we have kind of finalized our concept map moving forward in first phase. So in early April, I'd like to sit with Dr. Ernest, and I think I'll bring Dr. Imtiaz also in because Dr. Imtiaz will have other insights that we might have missed. So that is our my basic plan that with Ernest, and we'll fine tune the smart settle and how we integrate smart settle in the workshops.
Okay, so what I'm understanding, Kauser, is that Bays and MTS have all ongoing, really, it sounds like overlapping but collaborative projects. So how these become intertwined and complement each other will be of great interest. So I think it would be useful to have a special meeting just to provide that kind of information, especially to Ernest, who is going to have to develop his based on his knowledge of what the other involvements are.
Absolutely, and this is something we'll do it together because I'm also not trained in this scenario. So that is priority one in first phase. Of course, simultaneously when we develop our final, project concept. Dr. Imtiaz, do you have any final thoughts on this point at this point?
No, well, Ernest seems to have gone or got disconnected. Looks like. No, the maybe next time we could start with a PowerPoint presentation. One I just we had one quite a long session at UCL last month, trying to put my ideas, and then we had a good feedback. So we could start with a PowerPoint presentation, and this could be online, should not be a problem. Mainly to talk about what is happening inside Myanmar, what are the problems, the kind of conflicts that's taking place, and then of course why Myanmar is a different kind of a state, and since it's a different kind of state, how do you approach that particular state? And then comes the different approaches that are already there when it comes to resolving the crisis. There are altogether, I think, if I'm not wrong, 8 approaches that I've collected from different talking to people and knowing some of the governmental documents. There are altogether 8 approaches, and we are just adding one more, which we are calling peace building through Marshall Plan. And then, of course, to give idea of the Marshall Plan itself, what are the areas that might work both for Tatmadaw and for Arakan Army, and of course the stakeholders, as something that I've done in last 6 months, starting, talking to people in Japan, in Indonesia, in Malaysia, in Thailand, in Singapore, and also China. So, I could bring that also to give you a kind of a sense of what are the areas one can, literally locate the Marshall Plan that we are planning, that we are talking about. And I'm sure from there, the feedback that one would get, as I got some feedback when doing the same thing in the UCL. So I believe we are in a position where a lot of work has been done, both by Kausar and also by Bias on the Rohingya. As Bias was saying, we have been working on Rohingya and have published quite a lot also, volumes. And so we are in a position at least to say what different stakeholders are thinking. Of course, once the concept paper is done, taking that to the public and to the stakeholders would be interesting. And also something that Kausar and myself, we talked about, if we can bring out a small video to show, to give a sense of this Marshall Plan idea vis-a-vis Myanmar, and get a feedback from that. That also, I believe, will generate discussions, because as of now, it is not It is not so much there. There are chances of getting this thing done also very quickly. Um, our chief advisor will be going to Malaysia in July. I have already seen the the note, the official note, and even some of the letters uh, to the ministry pointing out about this idea. But as I say, the homework has not been done. The research has to be there. Otherwise, I don't think it will go forward. And I think the task for Kausar Center and also for Bias and for us and those who are in the platform would be to contribute to that research, because without that research, yeah, it will not go, it will not make that much an impact. It will just be in words. So I believe we are in the right track. And so let's see. I'm hopeful that once we start working, this will become much clearer, and other people would also be attracted to join this journey towards peace building.
In case you didn't know, there's Rotary is in Myanmar, but it's suppressed. And there's 2 Rotary Peace Fellows there, and part of our team, and that's Felix. He was an alumni, so he's got those kind of connections. And there's also a Rotary Peace Fellow who lives right in the capital city of Myanmar, who is very at risk, of course, but would be a wonderful resource to us. So I think traditional research, we actually have capacity to do in-person research from Myanmar if done properly. So I think there's great potential. The other thing I offer is what has really impressed me about Smart Settle as an innovative, unique tool is how it can involve multi-stakeholders in negotiation. So when we talk stakeholders, you can have agents for future generations, you can have agents for the environment, you can have agents for women, you can have agents for children. In other words, the capacity of that technology can be enormous to reinvent the way we do track 2 and let alone track 1 diplomacy, and the world is not yet ready for it, but hopefully this will open some doors to make that possible.
Thank you so much. Dr. Bias, if you can hear us, you said that Dr. Nahareen is with you. May I request Dr. Nahareen to speak a few words now, if she's around? Dr. Bias? Okay, maybe. Yeah.
Yes, we have Professor Nahareen as well here.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello,
Sorry,
I'm sorry. It's like the time Kausar mentioned, it's a London time. So it was like 2:30. So I was always like on time, but it was a mistake. It should be 1:30. I was here like around, but I knocked his door a little late. I'm sorry for that. But it's lovely that like I'm here and we both are joining together. It's very lovely, but we missed a lot of, I missed most of the meeting, I guess, right? It's almost finished or what?
Yeah, we just introduced ourselves. I mean, you can introduce
Oh,
yourself
okay.
and say a little bit about,
Okay.
your work. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So did you ask any question to her?
No, I just said that if she wishes, she can introduce herself a little
Okay.
bit.
Oh, okay.
You can introduce yourself.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm Professor Dr. Nahreen Khan. I'm working in Jahangirnagar University, Department of Geography and Environment, and also adjunct professor, Department of Environmental Science and Management, North South University. So I'm with CRRIC like from the very beginning since 2017. So CRRIC is a sort of our brainchild. So I'm always with CRRIC. And this project, like Peace in Myanmar, I'm the co-lead of one section. So I'm looking forward to work with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Nahareen. So I think we should wrap up now, and we can again get back to further discussions down the road. But just one quick point, reflecting on Dr. Imtiaz's point. So we are going to have our first webinar very soon with Dr. Imtiaz Ahmed, and I'll let everybody know, and I'd request if you kindly join. And also moving forward, we would be arranging, I think, frequent project meetings. So if you're available, please do join. And there's always a challenge when we are globally, kind of living in different time zones, but we'll live with it. And before I really conclude, let me also bring Lamia Mahzabin to the discussion, because she just joined as a research associate to support the project. Lamia, just say a few words, introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. Good morning and good evening to you all, wherever you're joining from. I'm Lamia Mezabin, and I am a research associate. I recently joined CRRIC, and I'm a graduate student at the University of Manitoba. I'm doing my master's in natural resources management, and I've done my bachelor's from North-South University in environmental science. I've worked for 2 years as a research assistant at North-South University, and then I've worked as a junior project assistant at FAO representation in Bangladesh, UN. I'm very new to the stream of peace building and conflict resolution, but I'm happy to join this project. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lamia. She is a great assistant to this project. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's again thank you on behalf of CRRIC for willingly joining this effort. I think it's an important effort, and Canada being one of the lead countries in peace building, and Global Affairs Canada has possibly considered us to lead this project. So thanks to Government of Canada and Global Affairs Canada for having trust on us. And with this team, we hope to achieve the objectives that we mentioned in the project. So stay well and stay in touch. Thank you once again on behalf of CRRIC. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Bye.
See you soon. Bye, everyone.